You're listening to Spotlight on Business on Newstalk 95.3, Michiana's news channel. Once again, here's your host, Laura Smith.
Welcome back to the Style File for the month of July. Wow, how time flies when you're having fun and selling beautiful garments and clothing. Danny Reynolds is here, and fresh off his award-winning week when you were in Washington, D.C., and Rudy Yakum, our own congressman from this area, from the 2nd District, was there to be the one to give you that award. Were you shocked?
Yeah, I was. It was funny, and I just remembered that I promised your listeners on Friday that I would tell the story, so I'll try to make this quick. So the America's Retail Champion Program is bundled into the National Retail Federation's Retail Experience, and the Retail Advocacy Summit is kind of the name of the whole event that takes place over the course of most of a week. And the retail experience is a really cool deal that they do. In fact, I can send you some pictures that maybe you can put on your Facebook or webpage, that they set up a small main street within a big ballroom, and retailers like us get to have little displays that kind of show off what our business does. And then large retailers are in there too. Amazon was there, Macy's was there, Walmart was there, Stephensons was there, and a number of others, probably 60 some retailers of all different sizes. And they got, I think it was 120 different members of Congress to come over to this thing at the wharf in Washington, D.C. and walk through it. And one of the ways that they do that is by honoring members of Congress, House and Senate, that vote pro-retail and bills that affect our industry. So if they have a pro-retail track record, they give them an award that's called a Hero of Main Street or a Champion of Main Street. And by offering that award to them, you can sometimes get them over to do this retail experience. So I knew Rudy, who he has been very pro-retail since he first came into office. And as you know, we have a great working relationship. I knew he was getting an award, and so I just kind of had expected to see him, and all the other different elected officials from all the states are coming through. And in fact, it was really funny. Representative Victoria Sparks of the 5th District of Indiana, which is down north of Indianapolis, came through, and we chatted, and I chatted with her husband, and we talked, and I kept looking over and seeing Rudy's award, and I had texted he and one of my best buddies in that whole world, Griffin, his district director, a picture of our display, and I even had a Team Rudy vest that we created for their campaign on display as part of our display. And I said represent and all that, and Griffin loved it, and nothing from Rudy. In fact, in my speech afterwards, I said crickets. I got nothing. I then texted he and Griffin, and I texted him a picture of Representative Sparks and I said, I'm thinking about changing districts, just joking around, because she had come and he had, and still nothing. So at this point, I'm going, gosh, something must have come up. I'm surprised he didn't at least text me, but something important must have come up. So it is what it is. I moved on. Well, fast forward 4 or 5 hours that evening, during the awards ceremony, when they start talking about who's going to be the winner of this year's event, David French, who's the executive director at National Retail Federation, said, this person has a great working relationship with their elected official and many of the people in Indiana, or something like that, that sort of gave it away. I looked up, and there's Rudy standing there at the side, just grinning ear from ear, pretty much cracking up, knowing that he had gotten me good that day. So then he came up and gave a nice speech and was able to present me with the award. And it was actually even cooler than all that is that they actually entered it all in the congressional record. So if you look up July 15th in the congressional record, you will find the entry that Rudy presented on the House floor on our award in Stephensons of Elkhart. So I said, I'm now officially on the record. I have a record, and it's not the kind of record my high school teacher said I was going to end up with. So about that.
Oh my goodness. That's very special. And you must have just been excited beyond words. That's really huge to be there with all those people. And for Rudy, who I know is a friend of yours, and he looks darn good because you dress him And I've seen him at many of his events, and he always is the sharpest dressed in the room, and Griffin as well. So
Yeah,
that is
absolutely.
just
Absolutely.
so fantastic for you and for Stephensons of Elkhart and for Elkhart in general. It's just really, it just feels like, we're being recognized because of all the hard work that you do. Yes. But also, longevity when with Stephensons now going into, is it the 96th year? I always like mess up. Is it
Yeah, we're
96
in
or
our
90?
95th right now. Opened in 31, and this is 96, so we're in our
Yes.
95th year.
Well, it's just to me that is remarkable in this day and age. What lasts that long? And obviously, you figured it out, and you're doing something very right. So it's just exciting to hear that. I'm happy for you. You deserve it. You're one of the hardest working, most involved. Not only helping to run Stephensons along with your wonderful mom and your beautiful daughter. And now even your son, one of your sons is there too. Is he done with his internship?
No, it's going to continue on through the school year. So right now, this is just kind of a summer job for him, and then the actual internship starts when school does. So we'll see if we can make a retailer out of this boy. He seems to kind of be a natural.
He
So it's
is.
fun having him here and working in the men's department. It gets me a little bit of help in the men's department, which is nice too.
Yes, and you do. You have an exquisite men's department, and I love going in there. If I haven't been for maybe about 2 weeks, I start to get that itch. It's time for me to go see everybody at Stevenson's, and I always have some reason why I need to pick up something, some event, or just I'm in the mood, or I just got a paycheck, or whatever it is. I always find an excuse to make my way into
Well,
Stevens.
we appreciate that. And of course, we're always happy to see you. But, awards are great, but they do not exist without the amazing staff that I have that's doing the work on a daily basis, sometimes affording me the opportunity to not be doing the work and be off, fighting for retailers. But even more important than that is the customers like you. I mean, without you all, there's no reason for Stevenson. So we never lose sight of why we're here, how we got here, who got us here, and what it is we're doing. So while I'm obviously proud and very honored to receive the award, it's something that should be awarded to our community for supporting us for so many years.
Well, we love it. I love going in there. It's almost like a networking event because inevitably someone introduces me to another customer and they're so neat. I mean, they're people that I feel like, oh, that could be a friend. I mean, it really is. The whole experience is just something so special and which keeps us grounded, I think, with everything going on in the world. And a lot of it, not quite as pleasant as what goes on inside Stevenson's. It really just is a respite. You walk in those doors, you feel like you go back a little in time, but not in terms of the style and the fashion and such. You're right up in really where the rest of the world is with fashion, and you feel like you're just having an experience the moment you walk in that door. So thank you for all of that, Danny Reynolds, and to your entire family, because you're all in it together. And just real quick, since we do this once a show, what's big in the next season? Are you in terms of either color or type of fabric? What are you seeing that's jumping out at you already?
Oh gosh. As you know, these days there doesn't tend to be one specific trend. Lots of them. I think the loose, easy silhouettes are continuing on. The earth tone colors definitely seem to be continuing to be a prominent theme. And as we head into fall, that works. We're going to be seeing and that kind of thing. So the browns, the tans, the olive greens, those don't appear to be going anywhere this fall. So I think that's kind of what you can expect to see on the floor over the next couple of months. And obviously, as you alluded to earlier, we're sort of turning the floor now. So as you come into Stevenson's, even over this next couple of weeks, you're going to see summer kind of start transitioning to fall. And in fact, maybe next time we meet, we can talk about some good transitional wardrobe ideas where you want to start warming up the colors approaching fall, but staying with the lightweight silhouettes.
Yes, and I love these new soft fabrics that are out. They don't wrinkle and they feel like butter. They're so soft when you touch them. And I just love that. And I know that they're in the men's department and in the women's, and I'm sure in your formal wear and your bridal as well. Thank you so much, Danny Reynolds. I look forward to shopping there for the next 50 years or however I'm on this planet. And please continue to help make me look good, better than I deserve.
Always a pleasure. Thanks, Laura.
Thank you. You're listening to the Style File for the month of July with Danny Reynolds and Stephensons of Elkhart on Main Street in Elkhart.
If you missed any part of today's show, log on to 953mnc.com and look for the Spotlight on Business podcast. Be sure to tune in again next Sunday afternoon at 4:30 for Spotlight on Business on News Talk 95.3, Michiana's news channel, your breaking news and weather station.
Podcasts by Federated Media.